this part. So I just want to read through some of these notes here so I don't forget. So you got the Feast of Trumpets, yeah, on the 14th of September, sundown. Blow the shofars, man. Leviticus 23 verses 23 to 25. And the Day of Atonement, yeah, is the 23rd of September. Full fast. Leviticus 23 verses 26 to 32. Okay, and you got the new moon. Next new moon is, I think it's tomorrow, 15th to the 16th, man. Coming up, man. 15th to the 16th, man. Blow the shofars. Raise higher. Like the Removals Act, yeah, Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what Americans, yeah, the copyright transferred by the Europeans. The Act established a process whereby the president could grant lands west of Mississippi River to Indian tribes that agreed to give up their lands. Understand? So to the northern barbarians who invaded, man. Okay, the US government used treaties as one means to displace Indians, copper tribes, man. Remember, Louis the Taurus was taken with Christopher killing Columbus to communicate with the people already there, man. All right, the Removals Act, check it out. In the morning, my boy. In the morning. I think that's what I want to read there. Jacobite ships. Some of the ships that my family got shipped out on from ports in Liverpool, UK, man. Understand? Not from Africa. Well, blessings to my brothers and sisters in Africa. I also urge you to claim back your full control, man, of your country, man, without any interference from the power Arab elite at the top, man, who want to colonise and treat us shit. Some of the shits, man, there, people. And you got here at the bottom. So between 1650 and 1775, many Scots were banished to the American colonies for political, religious, or criminal offences. Following the English Civil Wars, Cromwell transported thousands of Scots soldiers to Virginia, New England, and the West Indies. That's where my family went. An additional 1,700 Scots were expelled as enemies of the state after the Coventry risings, and the 1,600 men and women, children were banished. My family, man, didn't sound banished from our lands, man. Now I can get through the book readings now. So we're in the book of Kings, 2 Kings, still, people. So now when David this is chapter 3, verses 22, 21. Now when David had brought Abner on his way, he was gone in peace. Immediately David's servants and Joab came after having slain the robbers with an exceeding great beauty, and Abner was not with David in Hebron, for he had now sent him away, and he was gone in peace. And Joab and all the army that was with him came afterwards, and it was told Joab and Abner, the son, in the morning, my boy, the son of Ner, came to the king, and he had sent him away, and he is gone in peace. Sorry, I've read that part already. And Joab went in the king and said, What hast thou done? Behold, Abner came to thee. Why did thou send him away? And he is gone and departed. Knowest thou not Abner, the son of Ner, that this end he came to thee? And in the morning, my boy, he might deceive thee, and to know thy going out and thy coming in. The going out and your coming in. And thy coming in, and to know all thou dost. And then it says Joab kills Abner. So then Joab going out from David sent messengers after Abner and brought him back from the cistern of Syria, David knowing nothing of it. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside to the middle of the gate to speak to him treacherously, and he stabbed him there in the groin, and he died in revenge of the blood of Azazel his brother. David curses Joab's family, and when David heard of it, after the thing was now done, he said, I and my kingdom are innocent before Hoya, for never of the blood of forever of the blood of Abner, the son of Ner, and may it come upon the head of Joab and upon all his father's house, and let there not fail from the house of Joab one who has an issue of seed or that is a leper, or that holds the distaff, or that fails, by the sword, or that wants bread. So Joab and Abishai, his brother, slew Abner because he had killed their brother Azazel at Gabason in the battle. And David said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, rend your garments and gird yourselves with sackcloth and mourn before the funeral of Abner. And King David himself followed the bier. And when they had buried Abner in Hebron, King David lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner, and all the people also wept. And the king mourned and lamented over Abner, and said, Not as cowards are wont to die has Abner died. Thy hands were bound, nor thy feet laden with fetters. But as men fall before the children of iniquity, so did thou fall. And all the people, repeating it, wept over him. And when all the people, in the morning, my boy, where I'm off. And when all the people came to take meat with David, while it was yet broad day, David swore, saying, So do hire to me, and more also, if I taste bread or anything else before sunset. And all the people heard, and they were pleased, and all the king did seemed good in the sight of all people. And all the people of Israel understood that day that it was not the king's doing that Abner the son of Ner was slain. The king also said to his servants, Do you know now that a prince and a great man is slain this day in Israel? But I as yet am tender, though anointed king. These men, the sons of Sarvia, were too hard for me. Hire rewarded him that does evil according to his wickedness. There we go. I'll continue reading some more. And Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, heard that Abner was slain in Hebron, and his hands were weakened, and all of Israel was troubled. Now the son of Saul had two captains of his bands. The name of the one is Bana, and the name of the other is Rebekah. The sons of Remah are Borathite of the children of Benjamin, for Boreth also was reckoned in Benjamin. And the Borathites fled into Githium, were sojourners there until that time. And Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son that was lame at his feet, for he was 5 years old when the tidings came of Saul. And Jonathan from Jezreel, and his nurse took him up and fed. And as she made haste to flee, he fell and became lame. No way, he fell. I know this was a good part of the story. This is David later on actually makes an oath to always look after the family member, Jonathan. And the nurse took him up and fled, and she made haste and to flee, and he fell and became lame, and his name was Mithboth. I can't pronounce it, but it's Miphibos, Seth. And the sons of Ramon, the Borathite, Rechab and Bana, coming, went into the house of Ishbosheth in the heat of the day, and when he was sleeping upon the bed at noon, and the doorkeeper of the house, who was cleansing wheat, had fallen asleep, and they entered into the house secretly, taking ears of corn, and Rechab and Bana, his brothers, stabbed him in the groin and fled away. For when they came into the house, he was sleeping upon his bed, a para law, and they struck him and killed him, and taking away his head, they went off by the way of the wilderness, walking all night. Okay, that's that done. Next book. The Flat Earth Conspiracy by Eric Dubois. It's no conspiracy. Okay, so for the past 150 years, evolutionist scientists have been working diligently to propagandize the public into believing that modern humans are descended from ancient apes. The final and most difficult theoretical leap for the theory of evolution is that this supposed million-year transition from ape to human, the utter impossibility of evolving abilities. Read the wrong part. That's interesting still. I don't know about dinosaurs, but I was like, hang on. Forgive me. In 1879, the Indianapolis News reported that a 9-foot, 8-inch skeleton was excavated from a mound near Bruceville, Indiana. In 1891, workmen excavating near Crittenden, Arizona, discovered a huge stone sarcophagus 8 feet below the surface, which contained the mummified body of a 12-foot tall giant with 6 digits on each limb. The Chicago Record reported on October the 24th, 1895, that a mound near Toledo, Ohio, was found to hold 20 skeletons seated and facing east with jaws and teeth twice as large as those of present-day people, and besides each large bowls, which curiously wrought hieroglyphic figures. In December 1895, a 12-foot 2-inch fossilized Irish giant was found by Mr. Dyer while prospecting for iron ore in Antrim Country, Ireland. Interesting, man. Yeah. 18 giant human skeletons were found in mole mounds next to Lake Delavan, Wisconsin in May of 1912. Beloit College professors and students excavated the site, uncovering giants from 7.6 feet up to 10 feet tall, with double rows of teeth and 24 digits. The Washington Post on June 22nd, 1925, and the New York Herald Tribune June 21st, 1924, reported that a mining party found skeletons measuring 10 to 12 feet with 18 to 20-inch long near Mexico. Yeah. We continue reading this about giants, man. Very interesting. Look at the size of that giant there. Look. The bone that they found. Thigh bone, man. The giant's way bigger than that as well. The National is colonized by J.L. Rogers, 1700 scholarly backed. So the Romans, page 52. So the Romans, yeah. In Rome, yeah. So when we was in Rome, there were Negroes, yeah. There's us, yeah. Israelites were both melanated, but we were the Negroes, yeah. We were first called Ethiopius. Remember Prester John, the ruler of the three Indias, yeah. And Ethiopia used to be in the Americas, basically. Ethiopius. So Ethiopius, the Romans took that name from Greek. The Greeks who took it from the Africans, it says in here, but this is a bit of a Pan-African book, man. But yeah, later Moor. So the Moors who ruled Iberia. That's my family. Just want to show you that part, and then. So you got here that all the barbaric peoples, all the conquered were represented. Says Jury, Slavs were so numerous in Rome. Says Pliny. Says Pliny that we required the service of a nomenclator even to tell us the names of our servants. And then what happened? The barbarians overthrew Rome. Here's your there were Israelites in Poland, Austria. Look, the Eastern Jews who settled in Austria, Poland, Russia were Negroid too. Saracen Negroid. Dumdai verses 452. Doctor's 1828 dictionary definition of what American is. Yeah, the Copperwood tribe found by the Europeans, man. Okay. Negroes, as was said, were defined in early Greece. They appear as gods in Greek mythology. Yes, believe, man. Check out. Coats of arms, man. Stole our lands and estates, put us into perpetual servitude. This is German. You got Central European coats of arms. What do you think the Messiah's bringing the fires in that, man? Jacobites gleanings from state manuscripts, yeah. 1700s, the shipping list. So you got the age. Sorry, the name, the age. Where the profession, what they do. Labourer, weaver, servant, miller. And you've got where they're from. Stirling, Berwick, Argyle, Inverness. You got the height, 5'4", 5'4", 5'5", and then you got how they looked: brown, smooth faced, brown curled hair, strong made, brown complexion, black, ruddy, reddish brown. There's some power Jacobites as well fighting for the same cause. Memoirs of the Secret Service of John Mackay. He was a spy with one of the Jacobites. Today we're looking at Earl of Knighton. Black complexion, well made, not 40 years old. The spy describes him as black. Richard Lumley, Earl of Scarborough. How does the spy describe him? A brown complexion, turned 40 years old. Brown, 40 years old. And you've got this barbarian book here, really quickly. The accounts of the barbarians people in the extreme north, the people from the north who took over the power Arabs when the Turkic people of Europe were reaching the Mediterranean world in the late 6th and the 5th centuries when they converted not long after. The earliest Greek writers known to have had some knowledge of the northern Europe, Hecatus in the 6th century and Herodotus in the 5th, made no mention of the Germans. For these writers, the northern barbarians were divided into Celts in the northwest and Scythians in the northeast, isolated. And they came in and assumed their identity, basically. People from the north, man.